L'appel du Vide, the call of the void. You're standing at the edge. There is no wind, no voice, no movement. And yet, something calls to you, not with words, but with possibility. A sudden, silent whisper in the back of your mind. What if I jumped? Not out of despair, not out of harm, but from a place deeper, stranger. A curious collision between instinct and imagination. This is L'appel du Vide, the call of the void. It is not a death wish, it is not a cry for help. It is the briefest, most haunting slip of thought, an echo from the unconscious mind that speaks of possibility, of chaos, of ultimate control. Imagine driving alone at night, the road stretching ahead in silence. And then it comes. What if I turn the wheel? You don't want to crash, but still. The thought lingers like the shimmer of a dream just out of reach. This experience, startling, fleeting, is one that nearly 3 in 4 people will face. Yet it remains one of the least understood whispers of the human mind. Psychologists call it an intrusive thought. Neuroscientists suspect it may be a trick of the brain, an evolutionary defense mechanism, a sudden flash of danger designed to jolt us into awareness. But what if it's more than that? What if L'appel du Vide is a ripple in the code of consciousness? A moment when your awareness touches a deeper algorithm, one not bound by instinct or rationality, a ghost process that quietly runs in the background of every mind, testing boundaries, scanning the edges of control, exploring the physics of what could be. Philosophers like Sartre believed it pointed to something terrifyingly beautiful. Freedom. Pure, terrifying freedom. Because in that moment, when your brain quietly suggests you could step off the edge, what it's really doing is reminding you that you can. The realization that you hold that power, that your life could change, vanish, detour, or collapse with a single decision, is both unbearable and electrifying. And so the brain blinks. It rehearses a moment you would never choose. Not because you want it to happen, but because it wants to make sure you don't. In this way, the void isn't beckoning you, it's warning you. But it doesn't always feel that way. People report walking past subway platforms and feeling their pulse skip, holding a sharp knife and hearing a whisper they didn't invite, staring out from high balconies and imagining, just for a breath, what it would feel like to fall. And when these thoughts come, they leave behind an unsettling question. Who am I really? If my own mind can conjure this, if my own voice can speak in the language of destruction, how stable is the boundary between sanity and chaos? But perhaps this moment of fracture is not weakness. Perhaps it is an invitation to become aware, to see the tension between your will to live and your capacity for destruction, to know the edge and step back from it. Some describe this phenomenon as a glitch, but others, those who listen closely, understand it as a window, not into madness, but into the strangeness of being alive in a body you don't fully control, in a world you don't fully understand, with a mind that is always silently scripting possibilities you never requested. L'appel du Vide is not about falling. It's about knowing that you could. It is the mind exploring the perimeter of its cage, not to escape, but to prove it still has a choice. And that choice is sacred, because in confronting the void, we do not embrace it, we resist it. And in that resistance, we affirm life itself. So the next time the whisper comes, don't run from it, don't fear it, let it pass through you like a shadow across a wall. because in the space between the edge and the fall lies the essence of consciousness, curious, terrified, awake, and free.